Om Namo Narayana, Jai Swami Narayan, welcome back. Today we are reading chapter 92 and chapter 93 in the Ramayana. Before we do, a little warning. I'm next to the window because the fan is right here because it is so hot. My computer keeps overheating really easily, and my apartment is a sinkhole of heat. I just can't get this place cool. And the days have been so hot that if I wait for a moment when it's not hot, it'll be late at night once my girlfriend gets home and I can't record, or it'll be like a month from now. So I can't close the window. I have to kind of suffer. But you know how it goes. So I just want to apologize now if there's some really bad sounds. You know how it goes. Whatever. Sometimes I just wish I had a little studio and I could just close the door and not sweat to death and do what I need to do and put these videos out, maybe better quality, but they're real. That's what we can say. They're real. Yeah. So just bear with me on the sounds today as we work our way through chapters 92 and 93. So chapter 92 is called Bharatha's Chithrakuta Journey. Thereafter, greatly satisfied with the hospitality, Bharatha and his men, after spending the night, approached sage Bharadwaja with a desire to know about Rama. The sage, who had completed the morning fire ritual, saw Bharatha, who had arrived with folded hands, and asked him, "O sinless Bharatha, at our place did you pass the night pleasantly? Please tell me whether you or your men were satisfied with our hospitality." Bharatha, with folded hands, saluted and prostrated that saint who had matchless powers, who had emerged out of his hermitage, and said to him, "O great sage, I, along with my ministers, with the entire army, as well as beasts, are satisfied, and have had our desires fulfilled. All of us, including even our servants, have been freed from fatigue and heat. We're well nourished and well housed, and we pass the night comfortably. Great sage, I will take leave of you now with love, and I am going to see my brother. So please look at me with those friendly eyes. O follower of Dharma, please tell me the location of the hermitage of my brother, who is magnanimous and steeped in Dharma. How far is it from here, and how do I reach that place?" Inquired like this by Bharatha, who desired to see his brother, the greatly illustrious Bharadwaja, who had done great penance, said, "O Bharata, about 7 miles from here, through the lonely forest, with charming forests and woodlands, is Chithrakuta mountain. Once you reach the northern side of the forest, you will see the Mandakini river covered with flowing trees and lovely blossoming woods. Beyond that river is the Chithrakuta mountain, and on it there is a leafy hut, and it is certain that both of them are living there. O great one, if you take your army, consisting of horses, elephants, and chariots, to the southerly direction, to the southwest through this path, you will find Rama there." Having heard the particulars of their future journey, the wives of the king of Dasartha got down from the chariots and stood around that Brahmin. Kausaya, who was thin, trembling, and depressed, along with Sumitra, with her hands caught the feet of that great sage. Kaikeyi, with unfulfilled desire, and being despised by the entire world, overcome with great shame, also caught his feet. Then she, with reverence, went round with a depressed heart that great sage, and stood not far away from Bharatha. Bharadwaja, who was very firm in his penance, asked Bharatha, "I would like to know in detail, individually, about your mothers." Hearing these words, Bharatha, who was an expert in speech, answered with folded hands, "O godlike sage, this is the goddess Kausalya, the principal queen of my father, looking desolate here, and emaciated due to sorrow and fasting. Similar to Aditi bearing Datta, she gave birth to Rama, the best among men, who walks like a lion. This lady with sorrowing mind, who resembles the branch of the Karniki tree, which is with withered blossoms in the middle of the forest, who leans on the left arm of Kausaya is Sumitra and Lakshmana and Shatruga, who resemble the Devas in beauty and who are greatly valorous with her sons. She is one who led to the destruction of life of the tiger among men, and due to her, King Dasartha went to heaven. She gets angry, does not know how to discriminate between good and bad, proud about her beauty, desires for wealth, is not ladylike, but is in the guise of a lady. She is my mother, who is wicked, determined to do sinful deeds, and only due to her I am seeing this sorrow. Saying this, the tiger among men, with reddish eyes and angry like serpent, spoke words, hissing like a serpent, and was choked with rears and took labored breaths. When Bharatha told like this to the great Bharadwaja, that man with great intelligence replied to him, "O Bharatha, you should not impute these faults on Kaikeyi, for Rama's travel would lead to great pleasure in the future. Due to the travel of Rama, only good will come to Devas, Asuras, sages, and purified souls." Bharatha, after saluting him, went round him and summoned the army, and ordered them to get ready to further the journey. Afterwards, the different types of people getting ready for the journey harnessed excellent horse chariots plated with gold. Wearing golden chains and flags, both the he and she elephants started on their journey, making sounds like thunderclouds at the end of summer. Carriages small and big of various kinds and of great value started on their journey, and the infantry walked alongside. Thereafter Kausaya and other distinguished ladies traveled with joy in great carriages with a view to see Rama. Bharatha started his journey in an auspicious palanquin, shining like the morning sun, as well as the full moon, which was kept ready, with attendants preceding him. The collection of horses, elephants, and chariots, and the vast army traveled towards the south, spreading like a huge cloud that had arisen in the sky, going through forests visited by birds and animals, and passed through the mountains and streams, on to the other side of the Gangsha River. With soldiers, horses, and elephants in high spirits and frightening birds and beasts, Bharatha's armies entered the great forest and looked splendid. Chapter 93 is called Bharatha at Chithrakuta. Seeing that great army marching in, the furious elephants, who were leaders of herds who were living in that forest, ran off along with the herds. Bears and herds of dotted deer as well as antelopes could be seen in the stretches of the forest, mountains, and rivers. The Dharmic Bharatha, the dear son of Dasartha, proceeded, surrounded by 4 divisions of the army, creating lots of sound. The army of that great soul, Bharatha, which resembled waves of oceans, covered the earth like clouds in the rainy season. At that moment, with a large number of horses moving at a great speed along with elephants, they covered the earth, and the earth was not visible for some time. The great Bharatha, after traveling a long distance, finding the people carrying his palanquin were very tired, he addressed the best of his advisers. "After observing the topography of this place and matching it with what I heard from Bharadwaja, it is clear we have finally reached our destination. That is the Chithrakuta mountain, and this is the Mandakini river, and at a distance we can see a forest shining like a blue cloud. Now the pretty ridges of the mountains are being trampled by elephants, which look like mountains to me. The trees are shedding flowers on the mountain ridges like the dense blue-black clouds showering water at the end of summer. Oh, Shatrugna, see this mountain occupied by Kinaras and frequented by giant crocodiles as they exist in the ocean. The sight herds of deer running, which were incited by the clamor, resembled autumnal clouds being scattered by the wind. Like people of the south, the trees were adorned on their heads with crown-like ornaments made of scented flower, which looked like brilliant clouds. It appears to me that this silent forest is horrible, looking like the town of Ayodhya, thronged with crowds of people. While the dust raised by the hooves of horses and covering the land, the wind is carrying it away, and it gives me pleasure. Oh, Shatrugna, please notice that, commanded by expert charioteers and drawn by the horses, these chariots are flying through the forest. See the peacocks, which are delightful to look at, frightened, and speedily entering their residences. This region is greatly charming and appears like a road to heaven, and surely it is the abode of great sages. The he and she deer are with several spots, are moving about in the forest, and they appear as if their hides are painted with flowers. Let the soldiers go in the forest and search for those 2 tigers among men, Rama and Lakshmana, in a proper way." Hearing these words, men well armed entered the forest. Those people noticed a smoke rising. Seeing that cloud of smoke, they returned to Bharatha and reported, "In a place without men, fire cannot exist, and it is clear that Rama is here. If it is not the son of the king, who is the destroyer of enemies, then it must be other saints who are like Rama residing in the forest." Bharatha, who kills the army of his enemies, hearing these words agreeable to the good people, addressed the entire army and said, "All of you stay here with alertness. Please do not go forward from here. I myself, along with Sumatra and our guru Vashishta, would go there." Hearing this, all those assistants halted, and Bharatha intently saw the place wherefrom the smoke was coming from. Being halted by Bharatha, the army started gazing into space in their front, and became happy because soon they shall rejoin with their beloved Rama. And thus ends chapter 93, and we have arrived to a pivotal moment. After much description, we have found Rama again. I assume we found Rama again. The next chapter heading says his name, so it's not a foolish a joke or a red herring or anything. We are here. I have no idea where we are going. It is interesting to see as this second book wraps up. And thank you for joining me on this. I got no other comments other than, here we are, big moment, and sorry about big sounds from outside. But as always, thank you for joining me. It means a lot to have you on this journey as we journey with Bharatha, Rama, and the others. Jai Shri Krishna.